Ready to rock?
Yep.
Let's do it. Moving on to training. My training at the minute is actually with Kieran. So he is the biomechanist _PhD on Instagram, or he actually has his YouTube channel which is called Sculpture here, and I'll actually link it as well. But he is actually a doctor in exercise physiology and biomechanics, so he is doing my current training program, which is fucking tough. Like, it is tough. I'm doing 2-a-days, so I'll do like chest and back, so I'll do an AM workout and a PM workout, and it is pretty tough. So it's something that I've never tried before, but it is pretty good. I know this is quite formal, but I have the biomechanist here, and he is basically working on my program, and it is hard as hell. But I'm just going to let him explain what the premise of the program is, I suppose, what he's doing from a week-to-week basis with me, and what the plan is for my physique and my training.
Yeah. Cool, so what is it? How many weeks prep is it again?
Oh, we're aiming for probably 8.
It's an 8-week prep leading up to Iron Shoot. So essentially the main focus with the program is still very much hypertrophy. So although Iron's going to be in a deficit for those 8 weeks, we're still going to focus on hypertrophy, still build a little bit. So what we're going to do is basically we're going to rotate the 3 main mechanisms for hypertrophy. The most important one being time under tension or mechanical tension. So there we're considering the amount that you're lifting as well as the time over which you're lifting it. So that's what we're really going to focus on most, because that is by far the most dominant factor for building muscle.
So this has been actually something that's been pretty hard for me over the last couple of days, like, because I've normally focused more about sort of just moving weight, like, and over the last couple of days I've had to focus really on tempo and speed and control, and it's been fucking hard, man. It's like, you know, I was doing a lap pull down yesterday. I was only saying, like, I was using like 39 kilos by the end of it, like, and my arms were about to fall off. So actually getting the muscle to work and putting it through that amount of time, like that time under tension, was killer.
Yeah. And what we're going to do then on a week-to-week basis, so I have Aaron tracking the loads that he's lifting for all the different exercises, and then we already know the tempos.
Yeah.
So for every single body part, Aaron will send me on what he's lifted for all those parts. He's already has the program, and basically what I'm doing is I'll be tracking the overall workload or volume for each muscle group. So chest, back, shoulders, biceps, tries, and then anterior and posterior chain for the lower limbs. And what we'll do then is basically try and progress that load on a week-to-week basis. Now how we achieve that is going to vary in terms of rep ranges and loads. So after week 1, I'm actually going to start controlling the loads and giving you the actual loads. That way we can progress the training from week 1 to week 8.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty solid.
That will be the most dominant factor. Then what we will do then is after 2 weeks I'll start rotating the other factors in. So the other factors being metabolic stress, and then muscle damage. So metabolic stress, what we'll start doing with metabolic stress is I'll start introducing cyclically things like drop sets to failure. Much shorter recovery where you're really trying to build up metabolize
smash the muscles as much as you can.
Yes, and you get a lot of lactic accumulation, that type of thing, from those type of workouts. And then when we talk about muscle damage, what we'll really focus then is exaggerating that tempo again, where the eccentric phase could be going anywhere up to 6 seconds. At the moment it's probably
I suppose the main thing with this was, I suppose, retaining as much muscle as possible whilst getting super fucking lean, like, you know. So that is something that I've really sort of struggled with in the past when I've been, you know, dieting for, let's say, shows, or dieting for, you know, heading away on holidays or whatever it was actually losing a large quantity of muscle as I dieted hard, or done, you know, kind of too much cardio, or just over dieted in general, maybe just trained the wrong way for my physique and my body. So that's the main thing that this man's going to help me out with, is retaining as much muscle. So again, I'm not really too focused on the scales, or I'm not really too focused on, obviously, you know, a sort of a specific weight that I'm aiming for. So it's not really about the weight, it's more so how much muscle can I retain and how lean can I get within that time frame.
I think what's really important there, what's going to really benefit, is actually tracking everything on a week-to-week basis.
Yeah, big time.
And something I just chatted to you about there is, I'll give you the loads, and even though it might feel easy in a particular day, stick to that load, don't go heavier. Wherever it's very difficult, you can drop the load a little bit. And what this prevents or allows is that continual progression, whereas sometimes people in a deficit, they feel unbelievable one day and they lift ridiculously well.
Yeah, and then their body's
next day
shattered.
then their bodies are shattered. Next day they feel like shit and they can't lift for crap.
Yeah. So that is definitely one thing that is going to be is quite cool. So yeah, I'm excited to see where this is going to go. But we're going to go and smash a little shoulder session now in Fly Fit, and then we're going to go for a nice little chopped.
A bit of a feed.
A bit of a lunch day, a little bit of a man day, you know. That's it. Check in, guys.